Hello people of the internet. Today we are going to debug some SELinux issue, which is going to be probably a little bit annoying because it's always a little bit annoying to deal with SELinux issues. Fortunately, I don't have to do it that often. However, unfortunately as well, I don't have in my fresh memory the workflows and the commands that are required for that, so we will probably struggle. But that's the usual on this channel. All right, so what are we going to work on? We have this issue reported, and it says that some Resalog web UI has issues. It reports 500s. So the issue never mentions SELinux, but I remember Pavel telling me that it is caused by SELinux. So that will be our starting point. There is a link to the broken page, but I will show you how we can find it actually. So if we go to Copper and we go to task queue, now we can see all the running builds, currently running builds, we can see all the builds in the queue and so on. And there is some statistic page and there is this resources page. If we click it, we get the 500 server error. So that's the one. It should show a table of all pools and builders that are available, like pools of builders. So for example, we have a pool of builders that is in Amazon AWS, but we have some pool of builder that is like in OpenStack somewhere, and you know, we have some libvirt, like we have some hypervisors with libvirt pools and so on. So it would be shown on this page. By the way, we are looking at production. There is no need to debug this on production directly because the same thing is broken on stage. So if we go to the stage instance, we go to running builds and we click resources, it works, but I guess somebody just disabled SELinux and that's why it works. So we will take a look. So if we do get enforce, we are enforcing. Wow, that's really surprising, actually. How is that possible? This one doesn't work. But actually the homepage works, which is really weird. I think it shouldn't work. Should we try the non-cached variant? Maybe that will be the case. So Resalog? Yeah, Resalog, okay. Yeah, check this out. So this is the cached variant. I think it's just cached in CDN and that's why it works. But if we do the non-cached one without any CDN, it fails even for the home page, right? So if we take this URL and put it here, yeah, the server error. So it doesn't work. If we do set enforce 0, we temporarily disable SELinux. It starts working. So we confirmed the home page is broken because of SELinux. If I click here, it still doesn't work. So there must be two separate issues, right? This doesn't work too. Okay. So the homepage is probably a SELinux issue, and the pools or resources probably can't be, since SELinux is now disabled. So yeah. Okay, let's first debug the SELinux issue, since IT is due with working on SELinux issues. So set enforce 1. Now the page should be broken. Cool. The only thing The only thing that I actually remember about SELinux is tailing var lock audit lock, and if we tail this, tail F, we should see problems live as they appear. So if we refresh this page, we should get an error. Yep, check this out. So I can scroll this down and kill this. We don't need anything more than this. So we can see that something was denied. It came from like light HTTPD, and there is some context. I don't know if this is the context that the light HTTPD has, or that is set on those files. I don't know at this moment. So there isn't any path that is violating this. I would expect this to show a path to a file that was trying to be opened or touched or something like that. Unit Network Manager Dispatcher. That's interesting. By the way, I have some notes from when I worked with SELinux last. So let's take a quick peek here. So we can search something. I don't remember what this is. We can probably set a context, I guess. We can search the audit log using this. That's cool. However, this doesn't. I want to see what file is violating that that SELinux policy. By the way, can we see something in varlog messages? So if we do this, shoot, I wanted to tail F. So if I refresh and kill this, so this is unrelated. We still don't see any files violating this. This is just so maybe let's ask ChatGPT. That's embarrassing because I should know this. Can I see what files are violating this SELinux policy? There isn't anything, yeah, there isn't anything secret. Yeah, this process try to transition into, okay, that is not, yeah, that's what I think, that's what I'm saying. Like, it tries to execute a script that is not labeled with the correct SELinux type, sure, but I want to know which script. Also include path field, but your doesn't show it. So Are we just blind? Path. I mean, path. No, there is no path. There is no path. So yeah, this is also in my notes, so we can try this command. We need to troubleshoot. We need to install this one. Yeah, that's fine. Was it Emacs file system? Lol. This is staging machine. We can install it, no problem. And we don't need to enable any services, I think. We can, I guess, run this command. Yeah, we know this. Okay, okay, I don't know, we are going to probably just cowboy it. So let's take a look. If you open etc light httpd conf probably, we are interested in the resalloc page. So it runs server root / CGI resalloc. Where is our server root? Server root is var www. So ls var w, and there is CGI resalloc. Cool. And we should be able to see all the contexts, right? lz, is it lz to show the context? I think so. So it has httpd syscrypt exec. What was the line it was complaining about? httpd script t. There is no exec. There is no exec. Check this out. httpd syscrypt exec, and there is httpd syscrypt. So maybe it's just incorrect context on this file. Maybe. So what is the difference between and they are defined somewhere within the system, and yeah, they are defined somewhere within the system. We can probably find that, but this is just a quick ask. Distinct roles. Scripted domain runs as a label for executable script files. So that seems reasonable. However, I'm also thinking like httpd. Maybe some files here are having an incorrect. Not here actually. So the RPMQL, the SELinux Web UI is installed somewhere else. So if we open this script, check this out. It from SELinux Web UI import up. So this is somewhere in Python sitelib. So RPMQL SELinux Web UI not installed. Python 3 SELinux Web UI no. DNF search SELinux Web UI. This is the one probably. RPMQL. Yep. So ls lz on, I don't know, let's do the app for example, and it doesn't have any what is it called, the HTTPS stuff. So context was the word I was looking for. Let's try another one, the init one. We import from this init file, right? So it needs to be correct. And same here. I don't see any HTTPD context. So I think we found the problem. And now what happens? There is a restorecon command. Yep, this one. So this restorecon command should basically see some installed policies. I don't know how to explain, like I don't remember how it works precisely, but somewhere in the system you have files that specify what context should be applied on what files. And if you run restorecon, it can go through any directory and set the appropriate contexts that it should have. So I think if we run this on this path, it should set the default configuration, the default context for that. But just to be sure, let's take a look at restorecon. We want to run it with capital R and small v. Capital R is recursively, as one would expect. V, show changes. Okay, so nothing dangerous about this. So let's try. And nothing. Okay. If we do ls again, yeah, there is no change. Now, I want to cheat a little. I want to take a look at our internal servers, because they use this as well. So I want to see the contexts there, but I don't want to show you the host names and so on. So for the time being, you will see the Emacs, and I will go to SSH. So it's backend. Yeah, okay. I almost leaked it. Shoot, you will need to take a look at something else. We will take a look at browser, because I need both Emacs and terminal. So I'm looking for a URL the host name for the internal server. Now I'm running SSH on that. Oh shoot, we are not at VPN, so I need to connect to VPN. This is awkward, sorry. Okay. So we are at VPN, trying SSH again. There is a new host since it was upgraded too. So we need to change the key. Sure. Removing the old key, running the SSH again. One more minute, please. Okay, we are on the server. The host name isn't visible, so we can show that on screen. All right, so we are at the staging Copper backend server, but not for the Fedora Copper, but this is internal Red Hat service. So let's do the same LZ that we did here, and I'm curious what contexts it will show. Okay, so the same thing here, and doesn't cause any problems. That's interesting. And what about that script? What about that script here? There was the CG, yeah, this one. So let's try this one. This is script exec, which is the same as here. Okay. I will see. I want to see if it actually works on the internal machine. So give me a sec. Yep, I cannot show you the page because there is the URL and I don't want to leak that, even though it's not that secret. But the page actually works, so we can use the internal server as a reference of what is correct and what is not correct. So that's okay, mysterious. What if we do get enforce on that machine, because the SELinux is enabled, so that's okay. Now, okay, so we didn't find the path in the logs, and cowboying doesn't help either, so we are kind of screwed. What can we do now? What can we do now? Why is it spamming this? If we do this for the whole directory, yeah, that's not helpful. You know what? Resalog Web UI. Wait. DNF search. Resalog. Is there some SELinux package or is it not? There is a SELinux package. Is it installed? It is installed. Okay. So we probably need to take a look at that. So in Resalog, we should see the spec file. And there is some SELinux section. It requires SELinux policy devel. It does this. So it only specifies the context for the CGI script that we several times checked. This one. What if we do restorecon on that, as it is done here in the package? Restorecon R. I guess it did nothing, so that looks same to me. You can refresh, but yeah, that's not it. So but there is nothing more about the SELinux here. So we can take a look at these, probably. There should be something maybe interesting. What if we grab a HTTP from there? Okay, so we have a lot of HTTP stuff. What if we grab Resalog from that? So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. Like, we have these file contexts that define like what the default stuff should be, the default contexts for everything. It is, however, really weird to me that it has the same contexts as the internal server. You know what? Let me check something. Is this actually Fedora 43 etc OS release? It is Fedora 43. Okay. Okay. If we do dnf info resalog log SELinux, it is installed as well. 5.11.4. Oops, I probably shouldn't show you that. RPM dnf info resalog SELinux 5.11.4. So yeah, that's the same version. Wow, ls if we do rpm ql, we did that here, right? So does the template, maybe the templates are wrong, or I don't know. So what if we do lslz on this? So that's the same kind of thing. Let's take a look at, yeah, no difference. So that was user share, resolog web UI, licenses, doc, that's the script. I mean, it looks exactly the same on both the internal service that works and the Fedora service that doesn't work. So that's really confusing to me. By the way, what if we said we have two different issues, right? So what if we set enforce 0 here, this starts working soon. What if we take a look what the hell is wrong with this, and maybe it will be an indication. I have no idea, maybe it will. So var log, by the way, I should have checked light HTTPD log, right? That would make sense probably. Let me set enforce again. And let me tail the breakage log. So here it will fail and there is nothing, okay. And error log. Yep, check this out. So this is the problematic file actually. And it seems like we may need to set a different context for this. So what would you do with a SELinux issue that is causing, I'm curious, yes means to execute, yes, that's right, we checked this many times. Expected executable, yes, we have that, right? We actually have that. But you know what, let's try the different there was a we talked about it a little bit earlier. I'm just an idiot and don't remember what was the difference, but I know we compared two labels and they were almost the same, but not the same. HTTP sys script, this is it. It was without the exec. Yeah, it was without the exec, right? So let's try to, just for shits and giggles, set this. Fail to change context. Permission denied. Okay, now I am completely out of my league. How is it possible that it is permission denied when we are root? So what do you have for me? Does not allow you to set a file. Script exec, yeah, that's okay. But that's... we have the, okay, this, okay, but this doesn't change anything for us. If I refresh the page, it still fails, right? Yeah, no shit. So labeling of file and parent directory. Okay, that's one that we didn't do. So this is, however, looks reasonable to me. If we check shoot, if we check the same on the internal one, yeah, that's the same. Okay, screw it. Let's go back to our problem, to our second problem. So set enforce 0 and tail the breakage lock, and I guess it will, this will start working, but the pools will not. So yeah, we have this authentication failed. Connection to server on socket failed for user resalloc. Is the database running? It should, right? So if we do sur resalloc and we do SQL tables schema, is this the I never know if it's the SQLite or the Postgres syntax. The other one has, I think, slash D or something. Yeah, slash D. I'm sorry. That tables was SQLite syntax. So yeah, we are connected, and we see select everything from pools. Yeah, we can use the database easily, successfully. So so that's not like the database is running actually. So this failed. Where is this configured? Where is this configured? I think within the database itself, or there is, yeah, there is some, shoot, there is some config that is not in etc, which annoys me incredibly, but it is somewhere in the user lib or something like that, which is like, what the fuck? rpm kill postgresql grep conf. No, okay. Where is the PostgreSQLconf on Fedora? Check this out, it will be some weird directory. Yeah, this one, which is like, what the hell? So, vim var lib PostgreSQL, now the version. So we don't have any specific version. Okay, so data and PostgreSQLconf, and this is where the users are. So I kind of think this needs to be a bit different on the internal one. Yep, check this out. There is this line. And it isn't in our Fedora config, I guess. I will paste it here so that I don't lose it. But if you search resalog, what the res? Oh, realloc? Really? How is it possible this works? Since there is a typo. Okay, so maybe there is some different magic on the internal one, but I guess this is what we want to try. So system still restart PostgreSQL. Now let's refresh the pools. Yep, okay. So this works. And resources. This works too. Cool. So we fixed the non-SELinux issue, right? So let's comment it to the ticket before we forget. Fix SELinux WebUI after last upgrade. There are two issues, two unrelated issues. The SELinux issue causing to 500, and the second one is a misconfigured not configured access to PostgreSQL. Not configured access to PostgreSQL. This can be fixed by editing this file and adding this line. We should have it in Ansible. We should add it in Ansible. Okay, so we successfully fixed the second issue. The SELinux issue is still remaining, and I'm kind of lost on that one. Yeah, as I said, I'm not a SELinux wizard. I'm able to fix like the very easy issues, but this is a bit weird for me. But we will. Okay, so it is. Okay, we are 45 minutes in, so let's do an hour. Let's give it 15 more minutes if we can find anything. If not, we will leave it unfixed, and I will ask somebody for an opinion, and we will try again. But let's give it 15 more minutes. And this won't be the case when we said 15 more minutes and we will give it another hour. No, we will give it 15 more minutes and then we move on. I promise. So again, let's take a look at maybe the error log. By the way, let's open pools. And let's set enforce 1. Will the error be same as for the home page? I think it will. Breakage log, there will be nothing new. And audit log. Yeah, this is still the same. Okay, so let's start again. This is my audit log. ls. Let's do tail error log. This is my light HTTPD log, and this is the permissions. ls lz on the CJRS log. Now do the magic. This is not an execute denial. This is not a file labeling issue. Okay, then we are completely out of my league in SELinux, because the only SELinux stuff I know is the things that it says it is not. So the real issue is SELinux is blocking no new prefs transition. NNP, I don't know what NNP is, means Apache Light HTTPD tried to execute a script in a way it would drop or change privileges, set UID-like behavior, but that the target domain is marked no new prefs. And SELinux denied the transition even though the label is correct. The light HTTP uses CGI assign or bin path to execute. The script is not SUID. SELinux policy forbids this. A CGI script is binary, not a shell Perl Python script. It is actually a shell Python script, right? Located outside of. Where is it located? Okay. So, one thing I can think about is moving it here. By the way, in the internal one, let's var ww cgi bin, that's empty. So it exists, but it is empty. So that's not useful. I thought maybe it is installed both here, and this one actually isn't used, but That doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe we can take a look at HTC light HTTPD conf. What? Why is it this weird? A light HTTP annotated conf. Okay. Res alloc, not here. Grep r res alloc inside ATC light HTTPD. Nothing. What the hell, man? What? The actual fuck. PSAX light. You know what? I cannot type light HTTPD, so we'll copy paste it. And I wanted to grab it, of course. Light HTTPD is not running. Are you kidding me? We are using Apache here. Status light HTTPD, which is down. HTTPD. Oh, so we found our problem actually. We are using HTTPD, means Apache, on our internal server probably, and light HTTP on the Fedora server. So there is our difference. And if we again try to grab resalog, but in its HTTPD, yep. So that's our difference. Now, it doesn't tell us anything how to fix that, but at least we know why it is broken there and not there. Fix options, ensure files not set. We can do that. We can do that for sure. LZ? No, it was just L, but what is the dot? What should I look for at no, S. Yeah, S. That's what I thought, and that's not there. So that's not a problem. I want to try actually moving that script. That seems like an easiest solution that I can think of. So we will try to create this directory, and we will set the default stuff for the directory. It relabeled, so that's cool. And we will move that script. Yeah, that's correct. So now if we do var www, the script is not there, but it is in CGI bin. That's cool. So if we system restart restart light HTTPD, it should now completely break. If we edit our light HTTPD conf, search for resalog, and say it is in CGI bin. So /CGI bin /CGI resalog. we restart light HTTPD again. This looks sketchy, to say at least. Okay, what the hell? Let's kill this. Status light HTTPD. It is running. Okay, restart worked perfectly now. That's weird. Anyway, still internal server error. Now it says permission denied on that directory. Okay, restore con again didn't do anything. Okay, so that doesn't help us. Fedora includes this boolean and sometimes this. We should run this. Okay. Doesn't help us. If your light HTTPD uses, we don't know. By the way, I'm trying the commands on staging instance so we can do whatever stuff we want. Like, I wouldn't randomly execute this on production, right? But since we are doing this on dev-well instance, it's fine. CGI bin. So yeah, it doesn't report anything, so I guess it doesn't have it. Move, we did that. Last resort. I don't want to do this. Why are correct but still blocked? I did everything except your last resort idea and nothing helped. And yes, I don't want to do the last resort. You know what? We will try to Google it actually. An old school technique used by gurus of the past. So what if we just copy this whole thing and put it to Google? SELinux. How old is this? Few years old, so we should have probably encountered this. I had the opt system said no suit either by 9. Mounted no su ID. How the hell would I know? If we open etc fstop. So this is on the slash or var www, right? So no, there is no su ID. So that's not our case. If we do mount and take a look at SELinux FS, I have no idea what that is. I want to see let's do this. Mount grep e start of the line slash. Oh, anyway, I wanted this one, so that's fine. Sec label, I have no idea what that is. I want to see, is there some var grep var by the way, these are my file system options. Sec label, yeah, we noticed that. Okay, which means are supported. So this is not a file system. Okay, cool. So there it goes, purely the SELinux policy restriction is not allowed to transition even if okay, so I'm going to take a look quickly at the internal server deployment repo, and I will try to grab that value. Give me a sec. It will be maybe helpful, maybe not. So if I go to git internal copper deployment and I git check out this and git pull rebase, and I try to git grab this. What do you think? Will we find anything? Git grab this. Oh, I don't see anything. And if I search for httpd t, I don't find anything either. What about this one? No. Git grab SELinux. Okay, there are some internal SELinux stuff. And I don't want to dig through them on a video. But either way, I don't see anything that could save us from that weird. By the way, is there any difference between a Apache and a light HTTPD? Do not explicitly allow are explicitly allowed in the default policy. So this seems to be the this seems to be the fucking problem then. Okay. Let's give it, I said we will give it 15 minutes. We will give it a little bit more because I am curious now. So in what file is this defined then? We did some vim etc. Where the hell is it? This is exactly what audit to allow approach would. Weird. Do we have that command? We do. In what directory it will produce the file? Oh, I'm not, yeah, I don't know. Here, like, right, I wanted to see this. So should it be defined somewhere here? No, you don't need anything in. So what? But I no. How can I see all the current transitions? Yeah, I cannot type. Domain transition, there are few depending, search allow. Okay. So this is the search stuff that, oh shoot, that's exactly it, right? That's exactly what I have in my notes. Search. So if we do this, okay, and we grab HTTPD, it should have been HTTP only, maybe. No, HTTPD. Okay, so if we do there was some problem with the P. So we have this. There's the sys content, but if we look at the audit log, it is complaining about too much stuff. It is complaining about this. So do we need to search like system R sys script, and I guess this will not find anything. Script. I cannot type. System R. System R. HTTPD sys script there. I cannot type. What if I use the exact one that it talks about? Okay, so this doesn't find anything. Do we do the last resort? Do we do the last resort suggestion? Last resort. So, okay, what if we then, where are we? Okay, this is empty directory. What if we do this? We generated these. Okay, so this is, okay, allow script transition can be allowed using the yeah, okay, okay, screw this, maybe we could fix it, but I don't even know if it would be something we want or not. This is just, no, I'm ending this. I will discuss it with somebody that knows better and do whatever they say, basically. The thing is, we discovered an important difference between the Fedora Copper server, which doesn't work, and the internal server that works, and that is, one is using light HTTPD, one is using Apache, and there is some difference between their defaults. So that's a good investigation, I think, and the fix will be, I think the fix will be easy as well, but I just cannot like think of it now. It will be much better if I discuss it with somebody else, because this is out of my league. It shouldn't be, though. It shouldn't be. It's embarrassing that it is, but I just, like, how often do you do SELinux stuff? Like, whenever I learned about everything about SELinux, then I don't need it for 2 years, and then I don't remember anything at all again. So whatever you can, what can you do? Anyway, we did a good work. It took longer than I would want, but yeah, we at least found the root of the issue, basically. Anyway, Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.